Hello friends, and welcome to my first traveling vlog-ish video. I've been talking about doing this for a while, and now I'm finally getting around to doing it. So I apologize for any awkward content because I'm clearly not a very active vlogger. So this is a little bit of a first for me, and I'm really excited to share what I have going on. That being said, let's get started. Okay, first question. Why are you doing this trip and what educational value does this trip have? Okay, so I'm on this trip because I'm actually taking a travel writing class. So in my travel writing class, I'm supposed to write about my travels. You know, that's kind of what that's for. So I decided to go on this trip to the North Shore of Minnesota so I have something to write about, because I guess GDC in San Francisco is too touristy. Not throwing any shade, but that goes into the same category for educational value and this trip. So that's what that is. Look at all those turds. Okay, so next questions. Why is it 24 hours and will there be food? It is 24 hours because I'm busy as hell and y'all already know the 5,000 things I have going on. And yes, there will be food. There has been lots of food, some I'm not so proud of, and drinks I'm starting to find out. So yeah, there's lots of food and there will be more food. Are you going with attractive people or not? So, for the sake of the person recording the video, I'm not answering that question, and I can leave a gigantic mystery for you guys, and then you all be on my ass all the time. Well, blah, 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 blah. Did you go with someone attractive or not? Who did you go with? No, I'm not going there. Oh my god! It's a tunnel! Yes. Hi, I don't know what you are, but here I am. It's me. Here he comes. He come very close. Those are some big dongers. Featuring the two dongers behind me. Next question is, what's your favorite Mario Kart? To be honest, I don't really have a favorite Mario Kart, but I did like the one on the Game Boy Advance. And the one on the Wii was pretty cool too, because you had the wheels and you were banging your neighbor, except they weren't not banging your neighbor, but you know, being vicious and stuff. See, they have that for the Nintendo Switch, but it's not the same because they're the size of your hand. The Wii wheels was where it was at. So I'd probably say the Wii Mario Kart was probably my favorite because it was more modern and I had wheels and I could hit people and be violent at the same time, which is probably not a good reason to like the game, but it did make it more exciting. Anyway. Batman! Next question. Any advice for other small channels? I would say, look, we took it out of the notebook, okay? Now we don't look like we're recording nature and shit, even though we are, in just a different way. I would say, probably just try to be like other people and don't act like a completely different person when you're making your videos. I guess it depends on what kind of channel you are, but if I'm talking like strictly gaming channels, I see a lot of people like take on personalities of other channels that are more well known, or they're just like acting in a way, and it really shows through as a person if you're acting a certain way, and it doesn't really seem that interesting to me because it's not genuine. Like, I try to be as real as possible when I make my videos, as far as like if I'm having fun. I'm not going to pretend like a certain person just because it makes things a little more exciting in a fake way, if that makes sense. And also, I think that a lot of people expect a certain amount of views or a certain milestone in a certain amount of time, and you can't really do that because everybody's different. And so if you set your milestones with another channel, then you end up just getting disappointed all the time. And I see a lot of my friends who also have small channels that they end up getting sad because they don't have a certain amount of people watching a certain video, and there's just so many different things that falls into the categories of who sees your channel, who sees your videos, that kind of thing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't get discouraged if you've been doing it for a certain amount of time and you don't get as far as someone else who has been doing something for a certain amount of time, because there's so many different things that contributes to that number, I guess, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's all I have for that. Huh. Next question. Now that you're getting close to 1,000 subs, was there anything you did that makes you feel really proud of yourself? I would probably say, and like not even from my channel, but probably the Discord server. Our Discord server, I guess I would say, and I do say our because it's not just my server, and like, I think the thing I'm proud of most is like seeing all of you guys connect on that server. I mean, that's probably one of the coolest, and it honestly, it makes me incredibly happy to like look at you guys talking on there and not only being super kind to one another, but supporting each other. And you know, I know there's been quite a few times when people are having bad days and they go in there, and like all of you guys are just so supportive to those individuals that it makes me happy, that because I was really resistant on making a Discord server at first. I was like, no one's gonna join, nobody's gonna talk, it's not gonna be whatever, you know, but I'll make one just to make one and just have a place where we can connect if we want to. But it really ended up taking off with you guys and y'all talking to one another and just being super freaking awesome to each other. And I think that's definitely one of my proudest, I don't know if you want to call it achievements, it's just having a place for you guys to go to talk to each other and to listen to each other's stories and share each other's memes, and like that's so fucking cool. There's nothing that compares to that, and I love like my phone blowing up with messages from you guys just like talking about life and talking about each other and really just supporting each other in everything that we do, whether it's like a new job or people aspiring to become YouTubers or streamers or other YouTubers that I'm friends with that are in the server and like to post their videos into our server links spot. I mean, like, that is super cool, and I don't think there's anything that compares to that. So yes, that is what I'm proud of most, and I hope if all else fails, then that can still be a place where everyone goes and can just be themselves and do their things and support one another. Do you have any dreams as a YouTuber if you become big? Would you still be making gameplay videos, or maybe you have a dream to make something different? If I become big, I would still be making gaming videos, but if I actually, I think that if I become big and I have some sort of income from what I'm doing, oh, there's a fly, never mind, he's gone. I would probably focus on, like, I would still make gameplay videos, but I would actually try and turn around and focus on, like, doing more than videos, if that makes sense, with the channel. Like, if I had the option to go places and like, help people, I would do that, but through video games. And, like, it was different when I started, because it was really about exploring more genres of video games and, like, indie games in general. But, you know, now that I'm into it more, and I've taken some time to mature my thoughts on it a little bit, I think I would want to get involved or either start some sort of organization that allows people to be better through video games, and that has really, I guess, completed me recently, as, like, in the last few weeks, even months, like, I realized someone who is close to me but not close to me. I watched this individual, really the last thing he had and was holding on to was, a lot of times, was playing video games. And through playing video games, he had some sort of way to focus on something other than negative things, and something that he could work towards. And I realized that over the years, video games was something that he really held on to, and at that point it really clicked for me as I was transitioning through this weird phase in my life I've been having, like, the last few weeks. And I realized that if video games, like, helped him, it could really help other people too. So people with addiction issues, I think, would really benefit. So that's probably what I would do, and I'm sure it will change more in the future. What made you like the horror genre so much? So, that, I think I always just liked it, but then I think it really took off when I watched the Halloween movie series for the first time, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, this is my jam. And then I just ended up expanding upon it. So I guess it started really with movies. And then I always liked Halloween and stuff. I really got into, like, music and stuff that involved, like, horror themes or, like, creepy themes. And then so when I started playing games, like indie games for my channel, I kind of got the opportunity to play, like, more horror games. And since a lot of, like, horror games aren't really on the top of the list for just playing games and shit like that, so I got to play all these indie horror games. And then I got to play all these other horror games that were classics that I didn't know about. But anyway, yeah, that's kind of how it started, was through the Halloween movie series. Hello, friends, and I'm here to actually conclude this trip that was finished yesterday. I originally, when I was finishing everything up, I originally wanted to have some sort of, like, outro video for you, or a portion of the video. But trust me, by the time I was done with my walk-ins and my climb-ins and my burn-ins, I was like, ugh, just, you know, I didn't even, boop, it went over my head. I didn't even think about it. And I thought, okay, well, do I really have to conclude this in any way? And at first I was like, oh, well, I could just whatever. But yeah, I need to conclude this in some way, shape, or form because realistically, it was probably one of my favorite 24 hours of living that I have experienced so far. So, in a way, it's really nice to conclude this trip, and it almost felt like even though I was making a video for it and essentially I went for school because I have to write about it, um it essentially felt like a nice 24-hour getaway for me, which I haven't. Goo, we have Goo in the background. Say hello, Goo. Um, it essentially felt like a nice little 24-hour getaway for me. And for those of you who are really involved, you know that I don't get those a lot. So it was really nice to go places that I actually enjoy and kind of have a nice break from being behind the screen and keyboard and sitting. I do so much when I'm not at work. I do so much sitting because there's all my things, all my stuff, and all my things are on the computer. So it was really nice to have that, to have some sort of little vacation thing. And I have a lot of new transitions coming into my life, not only for the channel, but for me personally, that will make things a lot more enjoyable because I felt like at a point I was plateaued for a long time. And then I started to dip off that plateau and go down, and I felt really exhausted from everything. I mean, it's just been every area. I've felt really exhausted. And going on this trip made me realize that there is something around the corner, and that even if it's not what I really want it to be, at least I know there's a place where I can go that will always bring happiness and comforts and pure magic, because literally that's what it was. And I was really excited to share this with you guys. At first, I was a little iffy about doing a vlog about something like this and answering your questions and stuff like that, which I enjoyed doing. It was nice to involve you guys in some way, especially because it was something different. I don't really do a lot of different things, which might change soon. Not that I'm like changing my whole thing here, but I definitely want to do like a little more. And I have a lot of transitions, as I said, that will allow me to do that. So I have a lot of things that I'm going to be working on for the channel here in the next few weeks, and I'm really excited about that. On a side note, I am very sunburnt. Not that I regret being sunburned. I mean, I regret being sunburned, but I don't regret going and getting a sunburn. But next time, tell Scruncho to bring sunscreen, because clearly I thought I didn't need any. In fact, clearly I thought I didn't even think about it, okay? And I regret that decision, but I don't regret getting sunburned for having a fantastic journey. So I will conclude this, and thank you to the people that asked questions and for being interested in wanting to know a little more. That being said, I really hope you enjoyed what I showed you just as much as I did, even though that's pretty hard because I was literally smiling like an idiot the entire time. Like, people must have thought I was on drugs or something. And in a way, maybe I was. High off nature. Anyway, friends, I really hope that you enjoyed what I showed you, and although it's impossible to capture the beauty on a picture or a video, I hope you appreciated it for what it was. So, that being said, I will see you in the next stream or the next video. Bye! See y'all later.